All right, it feels like it's been about a month since I've been able to get an update, but had to keep waiting for medical providers and doctors to be able to deal with all this kind of stuff. And I ended up not waiting for the insurance to approve the MRI because it was taking like 2 weeks and nothing was happening. So I just went and paid out of pocket for the lumbar MRI that I've been waiting for, dealing with some of the leg numbness I've been kind of suffering from. And in the meantime, while I'm waiting, I've been doing some physical therapy. Now I've transitioned to doing all those things at home, and it's been about a month. But this morning, I'm just actually leaving the doctor's office right now to go over the results. And good and bad news. I mean, at least I got some answers. So definitely some issues around L4, L5, some small starting issues around L5, S1, most common areas that have lumbar issues in. Nothing seems to be extremely aggressive or acute. I do have a rather large bulge on L4, L5, and it's impinging on both the nerve roots on both sides. It's funny, so I'm having the problems with some numbness in my leg on the right side, but the abutment, the pressure on the nerve is actually stronger on the left side. And so all that really means is, if I'm not careful going forward about it, I could end up developing a high likelihood of developing problems on the left side. So I'm going to continue with some PT, doing the home exercises and whatnot. I'm going to get a referral to a pain management because really the next step, if it's not going to go away, after 2 or 3 months of kind of resting it, leaving it alone, and doing some exercises, that like a epidural steroid injection would kind of be the next option. Pain management would be the place to go through that process, how it works, how much it costs, what can get recommended and approved, and we'll see what my insurance says about that. So I don't know if I'm going to go through with that. I'll see what a specialist thinks, and I'll continue on with kind of some of the exercises. I think I'm going to start adding deadlifts back though, because I mean there's no annular tears, there's no protrusions, disc injury other than the bulge, no extrusions, nothing massively wrong. I'm in my 40s. I've been overweight most of my life. Haven't been extremely active, although I've been mountain biking for 20 plus years, and now I've been at the gym for a year or so. So I'm not like necessarily sedentary. So I mean, you would expect at my age and my weight and overall general health for most of my life that I'd have some back problems. I'm kind of surprised that this is the first time I really had a lingering issue, other than like out pulling weeds one day and overdid it, that kind of stuff. I still think a lot of that has to probably do with more of, I don't know if I mentioned this on a previous video, but when I fell off of a step ladder, because I did have some pain around there, and that was earlier this year, but that's been 7 months ago now, something like that. So I'm excited, but also a little bummed because I'm going to have to reconsider. I don't know if I really should end up trying to go much heavier, because the thing is, I'm feeling great. Right, just in general from going to the gym. I think I hit 187 visits in the first year I went to this particular gym. Things feel good, but when I started adding deadlifts, specifically started adding deadlifts every week, a light week and a heavy week, a light week and a heavy week, I started feeling the benefits from that in just everyday life. And I may have, if I'm repetitive on this, I apologize, but like I wasn't having problems like getting up out of bed, in and out of a car, but those things felt insanely easier. Getting down to the ground, getting up, standing up from a chair, like all those things were a noticeable difference. And so things started feeling really good. Plus I started focusing on my core to try to improve some of the deadlifts. And that just overall in general for life, it started to feel pretty good. So I think I'm going to go back to that. But I need to consider if I really want to start hitting anything heavier. I've said from the start, I don't want to do anything massive. I'm not heading for like 600, 700, especially when I start deadlifting at 45 years old. I mean, I'm not looking to have trouble walking, intentionally. So what I may end up doing is I may kind of cap it at like a 315 type thing as my heavy, and, see if I can get a couple more sets, or maybe even stick around 275, 285 and just start repping those out. Because I mean, if I feel good, I feel good. It doesn't matter what the number is. I can get closer to failure with lower reps. It just takes more reps, or with lower weight, it just takes more reps. So I need to consider that. I think either way, I'm going to start getting a little bit more serious about possibly hiring a coach, just to make sure my mechanics and everything are okay, just to give myself that extra ability to not hurt myself, get better at it, do it more efficiently. And then maybe 315 is a normal thing that I can get up to 10 sets or 10 reps on. We'll see. it's kind of my thoughts right there. So, like I said, good and bad news. I'm really, man, I've worked in insurance for almost 20 years, and it's annoying. I've seen it on that side daily, just how awful the whole insurance process is. It's funny, I end up getting denied my MRI in the end anyway, and it's because the doctor's notes to try to, I guess the doctor, I don't know if he was lazy or what, didn't put any notes in there about me doing PT and home exercises and other things, jumping right to an MRI without kind of supports. And so I'm really glad I didn't wait and paid out of pocket for that. Now the other thing is that MRI is like $300. I mean, at my job, an MRI was $3,300, like clockwork. Lumbar, $3,300. Thoracic MRI, $3,300. I mean, it was $10,000 if you were in a car accident. A chiropractor who gets all their 100% referrals from a shady attorney, boom, $10,000 in specials, $10,000 in bills already racked up, you know. And then here, in reality, they cost $300. As awesome as as life is in America, insurance is a racket. And it's legal. Anyway, I'm not rambling about that. That's not the point of this. So, again, I'm excited, but I'm also a little bummed. So I'm just going to need to reevaluate because, I mean, obviously I'm not doing this to get any kind of competitions and show off or anything. I just want to feel better. So that means lower weight and I still feel better. Why not? All right, that's really the only update I got. I mean, I'll be probably doing another update tonight or tomorrow, but Bitcoin has been for like 3.5 months in the same range, like 108,000. I think it went slightly over 124. I think it hit 126. And then just now it dipped down again down to 111, 110. And then today, this morning, it went to 103 and just kind of like bouncing back, ranging. So finally some movement. I'm okay with the volatility, even if it spikes down, because there'll be a V-shaped rebound and recovery and things will spike. And gold's a good indicator of that because the price of gold's not going up. The value of the dollar is going down, and that spells massive gains for other risk assets, especially ones that have all the benefits and good properties of gold, but more, and is more scarce, less inflationary. So it's just a matter of time. So I'm excited something's finally happening in the markets, but don't need to go out into too much detail on that. I'm just kind of downloading my own thoughts for what the lumbar spine MRI showed. So, all right, that's all I got this morning. I'm heading to the gym right now before 10 a.m. There's only psychos are at the gym at 10 a.m. So I guess I'll have to join them for today. Wish me luck. All right, go on, get out of here.